Right, everybody, this is the Manchester United preview ahead of the game against Brighton. That was a huge game for Manchester United, another opportunity for us to get another 3 points in the bag. And it's a big game. I think we've got some huge injury team news and positives to take after the game against Fulham. And there's a lot of things to kind of work on and improve on. I think Erik ten Hag has got some kind of big concerns and big kind of issues and kind of dilemmas to solve ahead of this game against Brighton. Who does he start in defence? Who does he start up front? Does he go with that false nine role? And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and let's get straight into it. So we're going to start off by talking about team news and kind of form going into the game. Now listen, Brighton, new manager bounce sort of thing. They're going to be up for this game. We know with Manchester United, we have kind of struggled, but it's a new season and it's a big game against Brighton. They have a very good philosophy of play, and it only is their second game of the Premier League season, their first game at home, so they'll be up for it. I mean, Manchester United do tend to struggle away at Brighton, but it's another opportunity for us to kind of go out and get 3 points. And you look, our next game after this is a big game against Liverpool, so we got to be up for it. We've got to be very careful with how we go into it. But this Brighton game is another opportunity to get 3 points. I think, interestingly, defensively, you've got to see the LIGT start. I think with Maguire, listen, he played a very good game against Fulham. Great solid 90 minutes, but it's time to put the LIGT into the team now. It's time to make that change. I think if you keep playing Maguire, he could be having big games, and the only reason why we bought the LIGT is to start for Manchester United. So I'd have the LIGT straight into that team. I think his quality is fantastic. I think what he's going to offer is fantastic, and his performance, we can't really go off it. It was only a couple of minutes, but he did really have a good game against Fulham. So yeah, that's what I would go with. Defensively, I think, listen, we were strong against Fulham. I think we didn't concede a goal, clean sheet for Onana, and it was a real positive. So yeah, that's good. I think midfield, listen, again, I just want to see Casemiro kind of protect that back line. He was really high against Fulham. He was pressing up the pitch really strong, and yes, you want to see that high press, but we did leave the midfield quite vulnerable, and there were moments where Adama was running through, Pereira was running through, and you can't really allow that to happen. Now let's look at Brighton. I mean, Brighton are a team struggling. Yes, they are under a transitional sort of period, but they did have a good game against Everton, beating them 3-0, and yes, it was with a red card, but they are definitely weaknesses and vulnerabilities that we can exploit of Brighton. I think you look at the high line that they play with the pace of Rashford and Garnacho, which I'll talk about in a moment. They are a team struggling. They are top of the league because they did have the biggest goal difference. Obviously, that can change. And I think with these are the sort of games, if Manchester now want to get top 4, want to be challenging for the higher places, we've got to win these sort of games. And that's ultimately something that we are going to try and do. I think Erik ten Hag has got some big decisions to make. And we've got to go ahead and win this game. There's no doubt about that. We want to do that. And look at the way Manchester United played. I think the press was good. I think certain players will get dropped. Do you keep Mason Mount? That is a huge dilemma. Now I'm going to go into the players to watch and then predicted kind of team and scores. So 2 players to watch for Manchester United. For this game, I identified Joshua ZIRKZEE after a really impressive debut against Fulham. I think he will be playing this game. Hopefully he can start. I don't know if Erik ten Hag will start him. I mean, it's been 8 days since we last, it would have been 8 days since we last played. He should have enough in the bank to kind of start the game or certainly come on. And the second player to watch out for is, for me, Mathis de Ligt. If he starts, comes off the bench, I think he will have a big impact. I think with de Ligt, sorry, he allows you to play higher. He gives you that bit of confidence going forward. And he is a real physical dominant. I think going high against a Brighton team will benefit Manchester United and allow us to do those pressing techniques that we really need to do. So yeah, they're my 2 players for Manchester United. For Brighton, I mean, I've got some real good players, to be honest with you. For me, they're a threat from set pieces. But for me, it's the 2 wingers, Minte and Mitoma. I think Mitoma, listen, we know he missed majority of last season with injury, but he's still a fantastic player. He's great on the ball, he's quick, we know he can cause a problem. And with obviously the defensive lineup that Manchester United are going to do, we're probably Delo and Maswari on those wings. We've got to be very careful. Brighton wingers are pacey, they're quick, they've got a lot of quality. We've got to be very careful. We know with pacey wingers they can cause a lot of issues, especially away from Manchester United. It will be a tough game defensively for us. But I think, as I said, you start to let you get that line higher. That will massively help us. Now, other one, Minte. I don't really know too much about him. I know he's a quick, pacey winger who can certainly cause some problems. So, yeah, they're my 2 players to look out for. Let's get into the predicted sort of team. So, in goal, Andre Onana. At right back will be Diego Dalot. I think Dalot, it's going to be a tough game against Matoma or wherever he plays, whether it be on the left. Centre backs for me, I would go De Ligt and Mazraoui. I think big game for them and another opportunity for them to get a couple of points into the bag. Centre backs, obviously Lisandro Martinez and De Ligt, as I said, into midfield. Casemiro, Maine and Bruno, I'm happy with that midfield three. As I said, I don't want to see Casemiro going wild again. Bruno, big game for him. And will Erik ten Hag go with that false 9 role again? I'm unsure, but I think he will go. I think he's away from home. And I think he will keep that kind of false 9 thing. I personally don't agree with it, but I think Erik ten Hag will go with it. I think on the left, he'll play Marcus Rashford. On the right, Garnacho. I think Ahmad will be benched. Whether you agree or disagree with that, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But listen, it's a big game regardless. I think the threat of Rashford and Garnacho with that pace is going to be quality. Yes, they missed that chance. It was a poor pass or whatever by Rashford, but I think it's a big game for us to kind of go ahead, have a big performance, have a big game, and show our real quality, because I think we did show a huge amount of glimpses against Fulham to kind of show what we're made of. And it is a big season. If we can make this game, it's the first game of the weekend, go out there, make a step, beat this Brighton team. It will be fantastic. I think with Erik ten Hag, but he has to start De Ligt and Mazraoui for me. They're the 2 big things that you must take from this game. So we start De Ligt and ZIRKZEE. I think ZIRKZEE has to start. And yes, I know I just said he'd be mounting that false 9 sort of role, but I think with ZIRKZEE, he came off the bench, he showed a lot of quality, and I think he should start. But let me know your thoughts. Score prediction, I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester United. I think we will concede a goal. Brighton are a top team, especially at home. But I think we will have what it takes. So let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Peace.